Hey everyone, Glimpse here, and today we're here with FURINA. There you go, you get a little custom change, that's pretty cool. So, we're gonna talk about weapons versus Constellations. So, her new weapon is currently out. Let's go ahead and take a look at it right here. So, this is gonna be a low base attack weapon because FURINA is an HP scaler, obviously. So, you're not gonna be able to use it on too many characters right now, just because the passive is very niche. But at level 90, it's going to be an 88.2% crit damage weapon. So that's a pretty big, it's a pretty big crit jump there. But it's the same problem that Yulan's weapon has, where you'll be over there with Yulan, and you get more damage with her weapon, of course. But you do also have energy trouble. So my personal opinion is don't go for the weapon. You can, I mean, you can run Wolfang. I'm personally doing this just because I like the way it looks on her. You can also do the fishing weapon for in Fontaine for the pipe, which is really good for her. If you've been playing since 1.2, Festering Desire is another good option. We also have some things like Jade Cutter if you want more defensive utility, or things like Favonius for more energy recharge. You basically want like at least 160 to 180 energy recharge for her, and you want to shoot between 35 and 40k HP. So currently, you can see here I got 163. My ER could go a bit higher. 74, 168, so I think that crit ratio is pretty solid right now. I'm going to try to farm to get a little bit better HP substats and stuff. Like, I can do some pieces like this where it's not great. I want some HP percent mostly. You want HP percent, ER, and crit. That's what you really want to focus on for her. So my friend is up to level 90. However, at C1, I do want to try to get her to C2. Sorry, a little bit sick still. I do want to try to get her to C2 and increase her max HP a bit, so that way the HP is going to be mitigated slightly by not being at 40k, because I'm pretty sure 40k is like the cap for her bonuses in terms of HP. Yeah, so we're going to take a quick look at her constellations, and then I'll just show you guys my FURINA right now, but nothing too great because she's only 132, but you guys can see the damage of her E and how quickly things clear. It's actually doing pretty solid for literally having like no talent levels, because I need to farm this. I'll probably do that either tonight or on Sunday. We'll see if I might play with a friend or two and we'll farm artifacts or something. And if I do that, then I'll level this up on Sunday. So, artifacts, just want to run our golden troop. That's a quick rundown. Yeah, once again, weapon, I just either wanted her signature or this one because this is, because it looks really good on her. I kind of, I genuinely, that one, okay, let me show you the only problem with this weapon really quickly though, and then we'll go back to talk about her signature. So this weapon's really good on her. It looks good and everything. Elemental skill and burst damage not doing too much for it, but the elemental skill damage increased by 16%. So when an elemental skill hits the opponent, its crit rate is increased by 2%, and then that can stack and everything. But one thing I have heard is that the crit rate and everything, this passive down here, doesn't stack when she's off field, which is a problem. I mean, I'm not sure about this. Tell me in the comments if you know that this 16% doesn't work as well, but I believe this would work. Damage up by elemental skill and elemental burst. So yeah, I think her elemental skill should get a 16% increase from this, and then the rest is not too sure, but it looks good on her, and you get a crit rate substat, which is something else that she needs, and you're not running her on Mara Chassé because you do have the, because Golden Troop's literally her best set. Like, look, skill damage increase. This is literally just buffing her skill damage like crazy. So, yeah, one problem about her weapon. Here, let me switch to someone else so we can keep her off field for the Golden Troop set to just stay in effect. So right here, we have her signature weapon. And then right here, this is the problem that, well, you don't want to pull in this banner. Like for Althsley weapon, I lost it twice, and it was to Elegy. Okay, so the past two weapon banners I pulled on, it's because the weapons that I wanted were alongside Staff of Homa and Elegy of the End. Both of those are pretty solid weapons, but literally on both of those, I lost twice to the opposite weapon than the one I was going for. Now, obviously, it wasn't that big of a deal because they were both good weapons, but this, like, who are you realistically going to use it on? I think that the craftable prototype Amber is actually better on Baizu, or either that or Throwing Tales of Dragon Slayer. Those are just better options in general. Well, obviously, like, this is a signature, so it's going to be pretty good on him, like, with HP percent. Let's see. So after using an Elemental Burst or creating a shield, you get 4.5 energy every 2.5 seconds. You get elemental damage bonus. Yeah, like, you're not really doing damage with Baizu, so that part's kind of useless. And then, yeah, so overall this weapon's not great on anybody. Even on Baizu, just craft a weapon or use the 3-star Throwing Tails. They'll both work really well for you. I personally prefer Prototype Amber on Baizu if you do pull for him, just because it restores energy and does bonus healing, which you're going to need a lot of healing to keep up with FURINA. And overall, Baizu's kept up with everything. So, I do recommend that. But yeah, it's like, all these weapons here are kind of mid. Like, yeah, you can use this for like Xingqiu and this one for like Venti or Fischl or something like that, and then like EM Raiden. But you don't really need either any of these 4-star weapons. I don't think any of these are insanely game breaking. Like I don't use any of these on a near daily basis. You don't need this 5-star weapon, and while this is a good weapon, just all Archons come back within 4 patches of their release, so just wait for that. Wait for her to come back around and then give it a shot there. Overall, she looks really cool. So I do think that like if you're planning on saving for weapons or constellations, I don't think you should save for the weapon this time around. Just that's straight out there. But in terms of value, yeah, like same thing. Weapon, there's a lot of other options which I just talked about before this, so you don't necessarily need her signature. Let's talk about constellations really quickly and like which ones I think have the most value. So C1, I do want to try for C2 before Veterans. I'm um, just gonna pull whenever I get wishes and everything. We'll see how that goes. So if we look here, okay. So quick rundown of her kit. If you don't know, this is gonna work. Don't worry, this will be short. So pretty much every time like a percentage of your HP changes, so it like goes up or down, you're gonna get a fanfare stack, right? So with FURINA having max fanfare stacks normally on her burst right here, when does it say? Let's see. Okay, maximum fanfare is 300, right? So at base level, when you get like when you get to talent level 10, I believe it is, you get up to a 75% damage bonus. Now the thing that's so good about C1 is that, okay, so you automatically start out with 150 fanfare, and the limit is increased by 100, so you get an extra 100 fanfare. So if you look here at at this is half of the max fanfare of like the original stack, so you just get that on cast of your burst, which so especially including with this 100 here, instead of 75 damage bonus at level 10, it goes up to 100. So that's definitely going to be useful if you just want to maximize the damage bonus. So right here, same thing too. 150. So you're just starting out with like half the original max stacks. So that way you don't have all of that time building up those stacks originally. And I mean, this is like this is useful, but it's not super necessary, this top part. But the bottom part down here, increasing by 100, that's also pretty solid. But once again, none of these constellations or her weapon are necessary. You can play her C0 and she's still going to be amazing. So let's take a look at C2 real quick. So pretty much just to like kind of dumb this down a bit, this just says that, okay, pretty much you get all the fanfare stacks a lot easier, right? So if you take a look here, it says increase or decrease in nearby characters' HP is increased by... Okay, yeah, so the fanfare gain is increased by 250%. So if you have like 100% normally, you're switching it up to 250% increased. So overall, that's pretty good. That just means that each one of those stacks, you get 250% more efficiently. So overall, big numbers come quicker. There you go, that shortens it down. Let's take a look right here. Oh yeah, and this is the other thing I was talking about, where each point of fanfare, so once you like reach the cap, which is going to be pretty easy with this constellation, as long as you're running a good healer like Charlotte, Baizu, Jean, that type of thing, you'll increase FURINA's max HP by 0.35. So the maximum you can increase it is by 140%, but the more HP FURINA has, the more damage her skill does, and the more buff you get for the rest of your team. So overall, that's pretty nice as well. And then C3, this just increases the ult level. So instead of like goes to 75, 100%, and then I don't know how much 3 talent levels will go after level 10, but these extra 3 will increase the damage bonus past 100. I know I'm guessing probably around like 125, something around there, but don't quote me on that one. I just up to C3, pretty solid, and then C4, I like if you're like a low spender to dolphin type thing, I think any one of these 3 is a good stopping point. Like low spender, free to play, I think this would be a good stopping point if you want constellations, like if you want to vertically invest in FURINA. Okay, now C4, nothing too crazy, but okay, so pretty much whenever one of your E hits an opponent, this restores HP to the active character, and FURINA will restore 4 energy. So pretty much this just lowers her, this just almost negates her energy recharge issues at all, if you have any. I think if you're running her with like at least one other Hydro character or an ER Sans or weapon, you probably should be fine, but one thing I do hear a lot of people complain about is the ER. So C4 definitely negates that, but you could also just invest more time into the character and hope for some ER stats. I mean, you could also get very unlucky, but if you're pretty lucky with artifacts and just want to and don't really want to go up to C4 on a limited 5-star character, you don't need to worry about that. It is nice to have, like it's more of a quality of life thing, I'd say though. C5 just increases skill level, so more damage there. And then C6, this is so this one basically makes her a DPS, I'm pretty sure. Let me read this really quickly. Okay, yeah, so you basically just get Hydra Infusion on all your attacks. It's kind of like a Lynette C6 type thing, or Kazuha C6. But, so yeah, this just lets you do her as a DPS, and I believe it also heals better. Let me see. Furina's normal attacks. Okay, so let's see. Like, if you're in Uja, which is the main skill you're always going to want to be in, which is like does damage, nearby characters will be healed by 4% of her max HP for a duration of 2.9 seconds. Okay, yeah, so pretty much just when she's doing attacks and everything, you get more damage. She gets Hydra Infusion, so you could run her as a DPS, and she gets, and you do get to do slightly more healing. So kind of just makes her do like everything. But once again, C6 5-star character, I don't really believe it's worth it on most characters, unless this is just someone that you really love and like you want to spend spend the money or save up a long time for that, or and just hope you get really lucky. Then go ahead. But yeah, I don't think most people should just be trying to C6 R5 every character you get, unless you really just have money to blow and you're like, who cares? I'll just spend it on it anyways. So overall, I think she's a really cool character. That's just a quick rundown of the weapons versus Constellations. Like I said before, I do think that Constellations would be a better investment if you're trying to get the most out of FURINA. But honestly, you could go both. You could go like C3 R1 if you want to, like kind of like a dolphin type spender. But I don't know. It's just honestly everything goes back to personal preference. Let me show you guys our skill damage really quickly, and then I'll show you like a quick run through of a boss with kind of like what I see to be, okay, this is not her best team whatsoever, but this is, in my mind, this is like her signature team, because this is major Fields crafting. But like when Sino came out, he had no supports, and then Baizu and FURINA and Nahida all buff him really well. They last his whole burst duration pretty much. So everything just works out really nicely with all these characters, and it just, in my mind, it just seems kind of like everything should go together, especially if you really like Sino like I do. And this is a great team to do it for. Okay, let me just trigger one of these. Okay, and then okay, you can see like you're getting like 17. So yeah, all three of the little mimic things she do, they attack at different intervals. There's an 11.9k there. That was pretty good. So that, yeah, so the crab guy right here. So he's the slowest, but he was getting like 12k hits there. And guys, don't forget, like, not him, her. So that skill level is level 3. And you, like, there's the off-field damage that you can have 100% uptime on, and Hydra application is crazy. So it's like, just imagine when I get the skill and the burst leveled up more. I currently don't have, like I showed you guys earlier, I don't have the weapon materials, but overall I think that both of these are going to be pretty solid to level. Her first normal attack has pretty much no use, so don't level it unless you either like C6 her or you just want to play her kind of on field. I mean, don't recommend it, but you know, do you, man. Don't let any content creator tell you exactly how to play your characters. If you think that you want to play her on field, then play her on field. I'm not going to stop you. But I do think as an off-field character, she's working really well right now. So let's go ahead and just fight this boss that I fought a couple videos ago. Just because I like fighting this one with Sino. Well, at least I did, because it was like kind of a... It was like a pretty good duration boss fight to kind of see a lot of his... a lot of just the way his kit worked and everything, and like the duration of the kit and the timing. But one problem is now, like, I've tried it once. Let's see if it's still the same. I've tried it once, but FURINA did kind of make it die too quickly. So we're going to go here, here, and then Baizu should be... So you can go ahead and take a look here. Overall, pretty good stuff. So you can see that one pretty quickly. And then I do think I did Baizu's thing slightly too early. But look at that, you just use one E and then they're pretty much all back to full health. And then whenever you use this burst next, they're going to be good. And then look at how short the cooldown is on this healing. And then like, look at that, everyone's back up to full, basically. That was 8k on an E cast, so that's pretty good. But yeah, you can definitely tell the HP drain with FURINA, but I think Baizu keeps up with it pretty well, as you can see there. I know Jean's also a pretty good option. I just like half started building Charlotte, but I'm not going to focus on her too much till FURINA's done. You can go ahead and take a quick look here at what I kind of have. So if you guys, because I want Charlotte to play with Ralthsley. Where is she at? Here she is. Okay, so I put her on this weapon. I got it to 70. I might level it up more later. Who knows? I have her on Noblesse set, so pretty much it's just like the main stats there. I kind of want to focus. These aren't good pieces. Don't worry too much about the substats, but here's how you build it. You basically just want a bunch of attack percent, and energy recharge on her. That's like the two main things you need to focus on. So like my goal, I'm at like attack right now. The goal would be ER, attack, and either attack or healing bonus here, just whichever one has better substats. Then these two, you just want more attack ER. The reason that this weapon is so good is because it's being an event weapon. Energy recharge increased by 48% after using skill, so you could just go like skill, burst, and then kind of go from there. Some good weapons are this one right here. That was from an event a while ago. This one's pretty good. Pretty much anything with ER, attack percentage, any like the 5-star attack ones. So overall pretty good, but this is what I'm planning on building right now. Like I just think that her healing was kind of insane, but especially you kind of do really want constellations on her. Even up to C1 is enough to start building it, but you pretty much don't want to run her at C0 from what I've heard. So we'll get to that more later, but overall I think her stuff looks pretty good. Literally, like, look at this talent level right here. I mean her ult. Look at this. This is level 4. I haven't leveled it up at all. And the cast healing is already... This is team-wide, I believe. I've heard it's team-wide, so I'm pretty sure this is team-wide. This is 320% of your attack plus 2,000. So it's like a minimum of 2,000 attack you're going there. And then say you only have like... I'm only at like 1,000 attack right now. So then like 300% of that. So 100% is 1,000. So it's like 3,000. That's 5,000. So your whole team gets 5,000 healing right away. And then over time, you get the 11.5% of your attack plus 76. Which is kind of crazy. So... And then, like, literally with Constellations, it just gets more and more insane healing. So yeah, look at this. So the more Fontaine people you have, the more percent healing bonus she gets. 1, 2, 3, non. She gets a... Okay, so with non-cryo characters, she gets cryo damage... Or non-Fontaine characters, cryo damage bonus. With Fontaine characters, she gets this extra healing bonus. So especially if you're running with, like, FURINA, Rylsley, that's going to be pretty insane. I think that's the main reason I want to run her, just so I can have like a good cryo burst healer like that. And then I'll run Jean on another team or something. Hopefully I get her C6 if I do pull FURINA early. We'll kind of just see how it goes. We got like 20 days left on the banner, so I'm in no rush. But yeah, overall, that's pretty much just a quick rundown of Charlotte. And you guys weren't expecting that, but hopefully it did help some of you guys out if you were curious at all. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the video today. And I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you did enjoy. And if you want to see more FURINA stuff, go ahead and stick around. I'll level up her talents pretty soon and get working on more specific FURINA type content of like actually watching her videos. But yeah, overall she looks really good. I like this character's design a lot. I think that she's really well written. I caught up on the Archon quest. I think overall, yeah, I really like FURINA so far, and if you guys do enjoy her character, I recommend pulling for her. I don't think this is gonna be a character that you'll regret pulling for in like a patch or two. So yeah, I'll talk more about FURINA team comps and stuff later. So once again, stick around sometime for some video soon if you want to see that, and I hope that you guys all have an amazing day. See ya.